Good morning, everyone. We are the Group 5 Insight Arc, and for our presentation, we will be focusing on one of Frank Gehry's famous work, Living Room for a City, a case study of the Walt Disney Concert Hall. For the introduction, short introduction kay Frank Gehry. Many people say that his style is indeed unique and difficult to categorize kung ikukumpara siya sa ibang designers. His style is best described as the constructivist. The constructivist architecture is marked by going against traditional structures. Si Gehry, gumagamit siya ng broken geometries, uneven corners, walls na mukhang convex, and unusual materials like corrugated iron and plywood, which are prime examples of the constructivism. Isa sa sikat na gawa ni Frank Gehry is the Walt Disney Concert Hall, which highlights his style na deconstructivist by using fluid shapes. Gehry's design challenges the traditional idea of architectural space, creating an exciting and immersive environment that captivates visitors both visually and experientially. In this case study, we will discuss the Walt Disney Concert Hall as a prime example of postmodern architecture, exploring its design philosophy, unique features, as well as historical context, architectural and structural analysis, significance of the study, and its impact and legacy. Next presenter, Ricky.
So now let's tackle the Walt Disney Concert Hall socio-cultural aspects. Let's start with the cultural significance. So naging part siya nito because of its unique steel exterior and fluid-like form that also symbolizes modern architecture na nagko-contribute sa city through its culture and art. Next is multicultural programming under cultural diversity. So yung Walt Disney Concert Hall is nag-host din ng mga cultural event and special concerts during Heritage Months, celebrating various ethnic and diverse cultures. Next bullet is social institution community programs is under the social institution na nagpro-provide ng educational programs like Symphonies for School that provides free concert access, educational materials, and opportunities. Next we have is multilingual communication which falls under language and communication. So yung Los Angeles ay may diverse language at provide ng multilingual materials tulad ng translated program notes, performance subs, etc. for easy access ng mga tao. And lastly, we have is tradition and customs, annual and seasonal events. Philharmonic starts their season with a traditional opening night gala, isang event na nag-i-start sa unang season ng organization na related sa symphony orchestra, opera house, or theater. Usually nakasama rito yung mga formal concerts and festivities, yung performances na important in terms of culture and society. So next.
Talking about the history of its architectural context at the time of the building design and construction, in 1966, after the death of Walt Disney, his wife Lillian Marie donated $15 million in 1977 to establish a concert hall. Para makahanap ng isang architect, nagkaroon sila ng isang competition kung saan nakiisa yung 18 architects from around the world. Then nanalo si Frank Gehry doon dahil malapit ang kanyang idea sa ina-expect ng mga tao matapos i-present sa publiko ang kanilang mga proposal noong 1988. Throughout the 1990s, dito na sinimula ng mga engineers and consultant na i-refine ang design concept and develop precise plans to ensure the visibility and structural integrity. Bumisita rin sila sa iba't ibang concert hall sa buong mundo para obserbahan ang mga performances at suriin yung mga materials nito. Ginamit nila itong inspirasyon tulad ng Berlin Philharmonic sa vineyard-style seating arrangement at hybrid shoebox arrangement naman na napoproduce ng perfect balance of acoustic and a sense of community mula sa Royal Concert Bilbao at the organ's materiality, baroque character, and surrounding light greatly influenced him. Nakumpleto ni Gehry ang blueprint noong 1991 at nagsimulang magtayo noong 1992. Ngunit may mga suliranin silang kinaharap na nagresulta ng paghinto ng project mula 1994 hanggang 2001. Una ang pag-short ng budget na nasolusyonan sa pamamagitan ng fundraising na pinamunuan ng philanthropist Ellie Broad para matuloy ang project noong 2002. Isa rin ang pagkakaroon ng earthquake na nagresulta ng pagbabago ng frame system but still, hindi naman ito naapektuhan na ma-accomplish ang wave-like steel design ng project. Nagkaroon din ng issue sa reflection dahil nga sa material na steel na nagresulta sa mga aksidente sa trapiko at mga hotspots sa paligid, pero nasolusyonan gamit ang minor sanding sa mga panels para malesen yung effectiveness. The Walt Disney Concert Hall underwent several years of building before its formal completion in 2003 and finally opened to the public on October 24, 2003, represent the lively energy and creative essence of Los Angeles.
Next is the architectural and structural analysis of the Walt Disney Concert Hall. In this section, we will examine the distinctive features that establish this as a postmodern building. So first is the exterior design of the Walt Disney Concert Hall. Makita ninyo sa slides ang original sketch ni Frank Gehry at ang exterior naman ng Walt Disney Concert Hall in the present time. And based sa aming research, this building is famous for its curving stainless steel exterior, tinatawag din na steel framework, which creates a dynamic and flowing form. Also, yung reflective surface ng building na ito ay nag-a-add ng sense of movement and light, contributing to the hall's iconic appearance. Next is the exterior features ng Walt Disney Concert Hall. Ito ay combination ng Douglas fir and oak, creating a warm, inviting atmosphere. The main concert hall is designed in a vineyard style, which seating surrounding the stage to enhance acoustics and provide an intimate experience. Also, the main auditorium was designed to accommodate a performance for 2,265 seats. Next is the acoustics design. Acoustics ang primary design consideration ng Walt Disney Concert Hall. Lizzie Crook of Disney says, "Today, Gehry cites the clarity of the sounds as the most successful outcome of the Walt Disney Concert Hall." Next, one of the hall's key feature ay ang gardens and public spaces. Ang pinakilala ay ang Blue Ribbon Garden. Yung fountain na nakikita ninyo dyan, na parang rose, ay tinatawag na a Rose for Lily fountain, designed by Frank Gehry in honor of Lillian Disney. The fountain was made from broken pieces of Delft china, designed to be welcoming and accessible. The garden includes winding paths, benches, and shaded areas that promote relaxation and contemplation. Next is the public accessibility. The entrance is marked by a large staircase. Design emphasizes accessibility with multiple entrances and pathways. That encourages public interaction and exploration of the space, reflecting Gehry's vision of an inviting public space. And now, for the last part, let's see the floor plans and elevation of the Walt Disney Concert Hall. Site plan, orchestra level plan. Next is the garden level plan, gallery level plan. And ngayon naman ang elevation, south elevation, north elevation, and the east elevation and west elevation. Next po.
So para naman sa significance in terms of form and style, so since isa nga yung Walt Disney Concert Hall sa mga prominent postmodernism structure, sa kanya rin nagsimula yung pagkakaderive ng another architectural style, which is yung deconstructivism tsaka yung neo-futurism na kapansin-pansin siya sa mga gawa ni Zaha Hadid, yung pagiging unpredictable ng concepts tulad ng paggamit ng curves. So dahil din sa pagkakatayo ng structure na to, they are able to give possible solutions sa challenges that are unforeseen sa mga ganitong klaseng design, which is na dapat na-apply siya sa style na sumunod after ng postmodernism. In terms of material properties and aesthetics naman, since the structure is supposedly clad with limestone, naisip nila na why not gamitin na lang nila is metal, which is simpler, stronger, and mas convenient. And ito yung nag-open up sa more innovative use ng stainless steel bilang its main architectural feature. So yung nakapag-come up sila ng wise idea na using this material para mas mabigyan pa ng emphasis yung form during the daytime. Kumbaga parang may nangyayaring play of light dun sa structure dahil sa reflective properties nito. Tapos aside from that, sa interior naman, gumamit siya ng woods to enhance the acoustics sa hall. So ito yung mga lalong mas nagpa-unique dun sa concert hall. In terms naman sa contextual and cultural relevance, hindi lang siya naging basta iconic landmark sa Los Angeles. Jerry given an emphasis sa kanyang structure at tinawag niya itong living room for a city dahil dinisenyo niya ito more on artistic side since he wants this place to be a place for art, emotions, and expressions, and that the structure is open for all ages, races, culture, and customs. That's it for the significance. Next.
For the impact and legacy, first is we have the urban revitalization, tourism attraction, and economic benefits. So back then, downtown LA was actually once lifeless. In the 1950s, there were about 62,000 people living in LA. But after the construction of the US freeway system, the wealthy residents moved into the suburbs and then they sold their homes to developers who converted their residences into cheap rental apartments. So most tenants there were elderly and impoverished. So eventually those shut down as well. That's why by the 1970s, only 18,000 people were living in LA. So this structure helped in bringing life to downtown LA because of the effects of arts development fee or percentage for art, wherein the land developers with permits valued at $500,000 or more have to contribute 1% of their permit cost toward public art. So they either have to commission a piece as part of their building or pay the fee directly to the city. So this fee helped with the fundraising of the concert hall to continue its construction. This concert hall also symbolizes the music and culture that brings people together. So upon its opening, it was expected that there will be 53% increase in visitors in downtown. More visitors creates more job opportunities in local hotels, restaurants, and retail stores to accommodate the demands. And when people have jobs, they have the money to spend on goods, which helps businesses grow and ultimately sustain the local economy. Next slide, please. It also has an impact through community engagement. This building was once called the Living Room for Los Angeles by Jerry, mainly because he envisioned this as a place where people would come together to enjoy music and it would be accessible to a lot of people. There are a total of 2,265 seats arranged in a 360 layout with no special boxes or balconies to reinforce social hierarchy. By collaborating with local musicians and artists, it helps to support the local art scene. They also offer subscription packages for as low as $30 a month, which includes created such as concerts and insider perks like guided tours. One of its notable legacy as well is by conducting free in-person programs where students aim to foster their love of music and art. Next slide, please. An example of this is the annual Symphonies for School by the LA Philharmonic. This kind of program gives the student the opportunity to experience a variety of music genres and inspire them to pursue their own musical interests because sooner or later, they're going to be the ones performing on that stage as well. With this initiative, it makes music more accessible to people of all ages. Lastly, for its positive impacts is that it enhances LA's urban landscape by balancing the infrastructures like the freeways and with the gardens and outdoor areas filled with trees, perennials, and shrubs. It can be used for community events, leisure strolls, or just appreciating the views of LA. There's also the famous Blue Ribbon Garden with its fountain. Additionally, because LA is the most active city in the US with residents working out at least once a week, they have been known to use exterior staircases as their personal gym. Next is we have the obstacles. Next slide, please. Every famous building has its own successes and challenges. It took 16 years to build and the total construction cost was $274 million, which was totally over the budget. That already includes the lawsuits from general contractor and subcontractors. Another negative impact was the choice of material for the exterior, which is steel. It has a shiny reflective characteristic that resulted in concentrated heat spots and lighting glare that affected the drivers passing by. Their solution was to dull it to become less reflective through vibrational sanding and orbital sanding. This fix amounted to $90,000. So that is all for our case study about the Walt Disney Concert Hall, and thank you for listening.